Act 3. End/resolution. Act 3 is where everything comes to a head and is resolved one way or another. Resolve doesn't mean the end. It means solution. Here, the major problem created by the inciting incident in Act 1 is solved. Your Act 3 needs to do 3 important things. Have a strong climax to the story action. Resolve the problem and the relationships you established in Act 1. Provide a satisfying ending. Your protagonists usually enter Act 3 with a greater clarity of purpose and of who they are, and knowing more clearly what they really need to do. In this act, your protagonists will face off with the antagonist, and one of them will win. It's not a must that your hero will be the winner. He may lose, but gains something precious in return. Act 3 is where you tie up all the loose ends, answer all remaining questions, show how your protagonist has changed, show what has been achieved or what disaster has struck. You will also show how much your other characters have grown and how they have been changed by all they have been through in the course of your story. Don't forget their inner conflicts. If your character was plagued by self-doubt in the beginning of your story, in Act 3, after facing and surviving their worst fears, they should become more confident. In this last act, pacing is important. It is the fastest paced of all the acts. Incidents will happen quickly and lead to the final climax. The hero's final battle will take place in this act. Make sure this is shown on screen. It must not be reported via dialogue. This is what you are building up to, what your audience is waiting for. Show them how the conflict is resolved. Don't tell. Like I said before, it is not a must that the protagonist will win this battle. He may lose, but gain something precious in the process. The ending doesn't have to be a happy one, but make sure to answer all the questions posed in your previous acts. Resolve all conflicts and tie all loose ends. You can end the story in a cliffhanger to make room for a sequel, or not. Remember, the ending is not the end of your characters or their story. Their lives will go on, albeit changed. Your story may not be linear, and you are wondering, can I use the 3-act structure to tell it? The answer is yes. The 3-act structure can be used to tell linear or non-linear stories. In linear stories, events unfold in a chronological manner, while the events of non-linear stories don't follow a chronological sequence. Pulp Fiction is a good example of a non-linear story. The diagram above explains the three-act structure. It shows you where some certain plot points should fall in your story. I want you to know that it's not a must that your plot points, inciting incidents, hook, etc. will fall on certain pages. Like I said earlier, your story determines how you use the structure. It's not the other way around. Explaining the diagram above. Hook is that special something that grabs your audience attention and draws them into your story. It occurs at the beginning of your story between pages 1 to 5. Inciting incident is the catalyst event that sets the ball rolling in your story. It's the event that creates the problem your hero must solve in your story. TP1 means turning point 1. Turning points and plot points are the same. Turning point 1 is the climax of Act 1. This climax is the event that moves your story to Act 2. Focus point 1 is where you plant the seed of growth in your main character, where you start showing the audience the glimpse of the changed man he will become at the end of your story. Halfway point or midpoint occurs halfway into your story. It's also called the point of no return. It's where your hero discovers something crucial that will make him commit totally to the quest. FP2 means focus or focal point 2. This is where you show your main character's growth, the growth that began in focal point 1. Turning point 2, also called moment of truth, is the climax of Act 2. This climax is the event that moves your story to Act 3. Final climax is where your story is resolved one way or another. Assessments. For this test, I want you to complete the Act 3 of our infidelity couple story using what you have learned so far. Remember, we stopped when the wife decided to go save her husband. What happens after that? What obstacle will she meet on the way? Will she be able to outwit or kill the gangsters? Will she decide to get the police involved? How will she get them involved? How is the story resolved? Did anybody die? If yes, who? Are they more than one? Why did they die? It's your story now. Go all out. Make it good. I want you to write and format yours like a screenplay using what you have learned in this course. Send your answers to @gmail.com. I will read, review your answers and send you a feedback. Lastly, screenplay structures are not set in stone. Your story will choose how you use a structure. Trust your story and tell it as you deem fit. Just make it an interesting story.